welcome. I hope everyone is doing alright. Today I have a special topic. Today I'm going to show you things you might not have seen before. We're going to take a little dive into the recent past that seems to have been lost. This will be a time when buildings were covered in jaw-dropping, intricate ornamentation. The streets were lined with incredible cast iron urban furniture. Your bed was your pride and joy, and it was even a time when your cooker had a boiler to run a hot bath. A compilation of very old photos to share with you. Some are from the French National Archives, some are just from real hard research. So let's start with my favourite place, the bed. The box bed, also known as a closed bed or enclosed bed, is a bed enclosed in furniture that looks like a cupboard, half opened or not. The form originates in Western European late medieval furniture. The box bed is closed on all sides by panels of wood. One enters by removing curtains, opening a hinge or sliding doors 1 or 2 slides. The bed is placed on short legs to prevent moisture due to dirt on the floor, and that don't make sense to me, because why would you have something that amazing and have it on dirt? Anyway, in front of the box bed was often a large oaken chest with the same length as a bed. This was always the seat of honour, and served also as a step for climbing into the bed. It was also used to store clothing, underwear and bedding the rest of the time. It says 1.6 to 1.7 metres long, enough for people for that region. What else does it say? It was tradition for the Middle Ages not to sleep lying down because it was a position of death. Later, out of fashion and because they were expensive to make, box beds were gradually abandoned in the 1800s and 1900s, so it's the 19th and 20th century. Fine pieces were put in museums, while most of them were converted into bookshelves, dressers, TV cabinets, and in the 21st century, rental companies offer nights in authentic box beds. It's quite interesting actually. Yeah, so they're around in the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, and the 1800s. They died out in the 1800s. They're in the museums and that now. Let's have a look. Let's look at the ornamentation on them. There's also a fascination with wheels, circular wheels. I mean, imagine the work gone in to carve that out. There's 1645 down there on the bottom of the screen. But we do know these are from the 1600s, 1648. It's weird how you got pictures. But again, just look at the ornamentation. With these pictures I look in the background as well. There's one that's in a museum, but that looks rubbish compared to what we've just been looking at. So we don't make nothing like this no more. Again, can you see all the wheels? Even the cups and the vases, like, they're just grand. Like, there's a clock next to it, and then you've got this. I just don't. She's having a little cigarette. There's like bunk bed ones. Got little stools to step up. This man's trying to seduce this woman, I think. Like, they've had a bit of a drink. There's a bottle down there. There's no date on that one. But again, can you see the wheels? Don't know what this one is. He's got his hand up her skirt, I think. It's like 4 in a bed, so this might have been like a servant one where workers worked. You know, like servants in a house. But it's quite good because as soon as you close that, you've got your own space. Again, the wheels, the clock. Some weirdo looking over. Just amazing, but I've never seen this before, and you don't even, the beds that we make now The cheap, look, 1644, that one. Like the beds we make now, so, well, they're not cheap, they're very expensive, but they're made out of crap, they're made out of rubbish. They're cheaply made and sold very expensive. Nothing like this. Look at that. So yeah, they always come with a little stool, so you can step up. This man's like fixing a clock, it looks like. This is like a little baby rocker, cradle. Again, it's got a little wheel on it. I wonder what the wheel means. I think this might have been a stamp, this one. It's got 5 cents written at the top. He's giving her a little lift out. He's probably just had a bit of fun. See, this is strange. This is not like a candle. This is like a sparkler. He's blowing a candle out. Good night. They love shelves and loved displaying things. $16 something up there, is it? 1643. So you'd put your clothes in a little chest at the front. I think that's one now, in a bit of a bad way, but it's an old school one, really 300 years old. But while I was looking at all this old stuff, I managed to look at other old stuff in the buildings. If you look at this, this is a range cooker, and it also heated up water for your bath. Yeah, you could do your ironing there, your cooking, you had a hot water closet. And this is 1862. So this is just showing you the progress from 1830 to 1946 from cookers. Let's have a little explore on these. So here are some cookers from the mid 1800s, and if you look at the top right hand corner one, that's in front of a fireplace. So I guess that's where the fumes exhausted. Maybe that was the original purpose of these massive, ginormous, ornate fireplaces that we find in these old world. Some more of these cookers. So this is what one looks like, and it would go in front of something like this. And you can see today, like modernised ones have come back. But here we go, look, there's a little price list. You should have a little pause of that. Really interesting. Because when you think of a cooker, you just think of the 4-ring hob, you know, the grill on the top, oven at the bottom, like the original cooker. But nah, there's a well advanced. I mean, you could run a bath from here. I mean, just look how well it's presented. Look how beautiful it looks. Let's have a look. This is what we are dealing with now. So I don't know what went wrong. Like, what made it change to this? It looks plain, boring, dull. Back in the day, it was amazing. So I don't know what went wrong. It's gone downhill. It's gone backwards. This is quite interesting, a very old toilet that was 300 years old. Look at it. It's an old radiator, been refurbished and used. Let's see academically what is said about these times then, just to see if they match up with these pictures, because it just don't make sense to me. So let's have a look. Some schools started to provide education to lower class children. Poor people ate rather plain, monotonous diets. Bread and potatoes, meat, that's pretty much what people eat today. Poor craftsmen and labourers lived in just 2 or 3 rooms. The poorest of families lived in one room with simply plain furniture. It's difficult for poor people to live. Yeah, we don't really see it from them pictures. There's a drawing, illustrated drawing of it, but it don't really depict what we've just seen. Let's have a look. So this is what we're told it looks like in the 17 and 1800s. Through school, through the academic programme. You know, not much going on, times are hard. That's what we're told. Like, clothes are all ragged. There's no road. The walls are damaged. But if you look at this picture I found, I think this is from the mid 1800s. Before lights, you've got lights on the ceiling. You can look at the ornamentation on the ceiling. Look at the chandeliers. And bearing in mind, light bulbs only come out that year. But look, just to go shopping, look at how amazing that looked. Like, imagine shopping there. This was the front of a building. And this is another building. But just look at that. These buildings are gone now. This building, this was lovely. It then got replaced by this building coming up. Strange, isn't it? How you get rid of a lot of amazing stuff and replace it with crap. This is the ticket office in 1889 for the Eiffel Tower. Just have a look at that. In fact, pause that and check that out. Look at the Antiquitech on top of it. And now this is what you got now. You get where I'm going? Like something went wrong. But look at all the buildings around the Eiffel Tower, all the domes. See a couple of spires there. Again, 89. You see like all these buildings with domes. And again, there's like a wheel in the background, like a Ferris wheel. But just look at all these buildings, like Greco-Romano sort of. This is 1889, look at that. 1889, look at the building on the left. Packed out with street lights already, even though apparently they'd just been invented in 1889. And now look at it, Paris now, there's nothing there. Just that little Greco-Romano building at the back. So get rid of all that and just don't make sense to me. This is inside a shopping mall, inside an arcade. Just look at that. Imagine walking around there with your shopping bags, looking at stuff to buy, having a spot of lunch. Look at this one. 1889. This is a public toilet. A lot of this is in Paris, by the way, because this is from the National Archives. This is Rouen Cathedral. It's built in 1030. Then next to it is a Greco-Romano building that's a lot older than that. A lot older. This is 1837 Henley's Electrical. And this looks like a car garage exhibition. Look at the roof, look at the cars, look at the ornamentation, the lights, 1889. Just look at the ornamentation on that, as you walk into that. And then this one, look at this. Imagine going shopping here. Anyway, I'm going to leave you these thoughts, these pictures. Let me know what you think about them. It's definitely not what we're told 100%. I mean, if you go back in time, things get better. Today things are pretty bad, but we'll try and keep positive in these days, and yeah. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, stay safe.